No, I realize if I stare at the camera the whole time, I feel a little weird. That's probably
Stare
why.
down the lens of the.
Yeah, that's probably why. I normally would look at my iPad.
Oh, I got a very loud ad.
Oh, that hurt your ears.
I think we're good.
Okay. Hey friends, happy Wednesday Friends Day. This is part 3. The working title is Gaggle of Geese, but what did you just say you're going to call it?
Girls Club.
Girls Club might be a title idea. If you have a title.
You think one's a duck, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. If you have any title ideas, let me know. You can post them in the comments or message me. Just to get, if you haven't been following this one, this is a 12-inch by 36-inch cradled wood panel. Is that going to stick from you? Oh, I don't know if that'll even show from U.S. Art Supply.
Wait, go skinny again. Go skinny more. Because there's Poopy.
Oh, there's
Freckle.
Freckles
Anyway.
in her bed behind the easel. The reference photos are linked in this videos and part 1 and 2 videos descriptions. I put a bunch of photos together in Photoshop. I'm trying to just a little quicker because.
Oh, why can't I hear you?
Oh.
It doesn't sound like you're.
Uh-oh. Well,
I can hear me.
You can unplug and plug. I'll show them the reference photo. Keep moving. Because I through your mic. Anyway, so that's what I did in Photoshop. Once Emily figures out the sound, we're going to work on this area. I did change the background and glazed brown over it, but I'll show you what it looks like because I need to glaze this section. Is it not working? Should I go to the chat and see if they can, whoops, I just opened the wrong thing.
I just can't tell if I'm hearing you from like my mic.
I'll say, can they hear me? Oh, how about Kim?
Oh, dang it. I swiped and I went to my rainy ambiance.
Oh, I can see you in the background with your shorts a little bit.
Okay, I can hear you.
You were just in live. Okay, let's get going. So you know, here to here.
Yeah, you're one goose.
My one goose. Yeah, the one next to it looks a little ducky, but I don't think it is.
After you've said that, it does look a little ducky.
But this one especially. But it was what I thought was a photo of geese, so I just took them from the same photos, you know? Same 3 photos. Right. So my palette has been wanting to dry out. I spray it with water. I mix the paints up. I put out fresh quinacridone the other day. I remixed some orange, remixed some browns, put out fresh yellow. Sometimes it just is easier. Also, another thing that can help is I mixed more green and I mixed it up with the old green. So that can kind of wake it up too. I did start a little bit of this goose so we don't, because sometimes I go slow. For the background glazing, I've been using this 3/4 inch flat brush from Royal in Langnickel. Oh, and some matte medium. Do we still have problems though?
Sorry, I was just looking at the framing.
Oh, that's okay.
And making sure I could hear you good. Okay.
That's okay.
What did you say to me?
That was just a new pose, so I didn't know
me hunched over.
I didn't know if we still had problems.
Me hunched over the windowsill.
Yeah, so this is what the matte medium looks like. You could use glass medium. I heard a acrylic painter the other day say that glass medium wouldn't work. It will, but you'll have glossy sections. And when I photograph it, I want it all matte. And also when I'm painting it, I like that it's all matte when I'm trying to see values. It's not like you couldn't do it with the gloss. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my palette here. I don't know if you can see that because it'll run. You could use water. I don't know. I was thinking the matte medium might be a little... Oh, it's going to run. I don't know if I can hold it up. I'm going to use this gray brown right here. Sometimes I'll mix like half matte medium and half paint. Oh, there's a cat here, speaking of freckles. All right, let's... And oh, that's too much matte medium. You can see there isn't much color. And that's a lot of paint. Just rub it on there. So this is just personal preference, but I like it because the geese come forward more and stand out more. I really like the, well, I liked the previous background where you could see the green stripe a little bit more strong. I think what was bothering me was that it was closer to the same value as the geese. And that there's nothing wrong with that. It just wasn't what I was wanting. Although now I have a darker painting than what was in my head. So things happen. You know, sometimes you can't do it all. I could maybe even mess with it some more. But I think I solved the problem that I didn't like. Oh, go ahead, Em. I'm done.
Oh, I was just going to say, let's see. So far, well, were you done talking about your thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just realized I was rambling.
Well, no, and I didn't want you to get too far.
Oh, and Emily's here with us tonight. She's my favorite daughter. I forget to introduce you more often.
Yeah. What's funny, it was kind of, so before I do my thing, so you know in, what show is that? Is that Home Improvement where the neighbor's face was like always blocked or whatever?
Yeah, was his name Wilson?
That was literally like, I went back and this blue lampshade like covered my face perfectly.
Oh,
it was so funny. Yeah, so you just see me in like my jammies sweatshirt and then my shorts. But anyway, I thought that was funny because I went back to see if you could.
Oh, to see how much of you could see.
Yeah, because usually when I'm thinking, I'm like I was looking to see how much you caught of me, if it was more than like a minute. But anyway.
Well, and usually the angle isn't quite so much down the little hall out the door.
Yeah. But either way, whatever. So I looked like Wilson the neighbor, if anyone wanted to catch a sneak peek in my jammies. Or jammies adjacent. My cozy clothes. Anyway, let's see. Tonight in the chat with us, we have Deborah, Cindy, Chase already popped by with his $9.99.
Chase,
and
man.
his little goat emoji.
Thank you. Oh, that's too dark. I'm just going to grab some matte medium.
We've got Hat Trick Farm Joey / Joey. And Susie so far.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah, see, when I put that brown next to that greenish, I like the glow and the contrast better. But I also I pretty much lose an edge here. It's much softer. Okay, so that's a little glaze. I could mess with it. It's almost like what? I want to say patina, but that's not the right word. Maybe I'll put a little over here. It looks a little lighter. So that is a background with a lot of layers. Because I changed my mind. But see, I like that the green is pushed back too and softer. I think it was a little too stripy for my personal taste. Now, if somebody's going to paint a gorgeous painting that way, and it'll look awesome. The way I had the background before, or last, part 1 and part 2. Okay, I'm cleaning off my brush, but I don't know if I really need to. I did start, here, let's work on the beak. I did start it just because I'm a little nervous about getting this done tonight. So I have yellow and white here. You know, this beak, let me show you. It's funky. I saved the hardest goose for last, which I didn't really intend to. It was just for videoing purposes mostly. Excuse me. That's funny, and it's got a lot of gloss on it, which could be neat. But I think I'm going to simplify it and see if I can get away with it. Oh, here, maybe I can get it in and you can still see. Oh, you've got picture in picture here. I forgot to. No, this way maybe. There. I can't tell on my phone, but I think you can compare. Okay.
Susie says, this painting is beautiful. Which I agree. To be fair, last live I was like a little, I don't know. But now that there's more geese,
I was like, I don't know.
I really like it. And I really like the goose that's really quite big in the frame, the one on the
left.
The left.
Yeah.
I love that there's like that yellow and there's like a bluier, pearier, winklier color in his neck.
They all have.
I love it.
Some of that.
Yeah. But you can really see it well on the camera there. I love that.
Yeah, I suppose you can't see the whole painting. Can you see? Oh yeah, this one even has a little purple on its face.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, okay, paint. This is a 3/4 inch angle brush from Royal and Langnickel. They come, I get them at Michael's. They come in a pack of, I don't know, I always say 5. I don't remember. Sorry, guys. We haven't really had a hard freeze yet, have we?
No, we had that one, but it wasn't even like, it was just kind of like a kill your plants freeze.
Yeah, it was just enough. Yeah, it was just enough to.
Yeah. I mean, because honestly, like, my backyard grass is still pretty, well, we've gotten a lot of rain recently.
We've had a lot of rain.
Which I still haven't figured out. I think I'm going to put that drain on tomorrow. I should have really put it on before the rain. But
Yeah, well.
it'll be good if it snows a lot this year or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have that dip, or you just, it likes to puddle there.
And I thought it was because I keep our trash can nearby, but...
No, I don't think, yeah.
No, because I had it down at the end of the curb for trash day, and it still, like, pooled there.
Yeah, there's a...
So I think I'll just direct it down back. Because otherwise I have to direct it really far forward for it to start hitting the, like, slopage, you know?
Yeah. Well, and your driveway sank there a little bit, too.
Yeah.
Way before you even owned it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sinks and rises, which, I don't know, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why there's a seam there, but it really does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So my light for this goose is coming from the top right. But my pause there was, I really need to, next time I order t-shirts, I gotta remember to order another sticker.
Okay.
I like having 2 of them. I could get the nice looking one over at my other. So I was looking at the reference photo, seeing what I want to do. I think I'll put some orange for now. Maybe I'll grab a little bit of this mustard color. But I think I grab a lot. That color is kind of sticky. That's an old color that I didn't really try to wake up or help. Oh, that's not very dark. So we could go purpley. I've done that on some of the... So this one I did more browns, and this one I did more purples for the shadows. Whatever wine color that is. Let's see, let's go browns, I guess. I grab a little orange. Okay, there we go. I'm hoping I can get away with simplifying that beak.
Mm-hmm. Because kind of
it's confusing.
Yeah, being straight on like that.
Well, and all the shadows and the glare and the... I'm like, That's the downside of using multiple reference photos. Oh, if you do pet portraits, you can, of course, do whatever you want. But I would insist on one photo, and I'm going to paint from that photo, and it's going to look like that photo. Because I'm not always sure, like, how do I, what color is the eye? It's blue, but is it, more aqua? Is it darker? Is it lighter? And it just depends on the photo. And then I can't really, you might like those ears, but I don't know how to make those ears work on that face, because that face probably wouldn't have those ears. Like the dog's yawning or smiling. Or like, no. So that's a tip you might like or might not like. Just paint from one photo for pet portraits. Because this is basically pet portrait. Several of them. Let's see, that doesn't really do that there. Let's, I wasn't looking at my reference photo. It's gonna be too light, maybe. Maybe not, we'll just lighten it up. That actually might work quite well. That's like a Bob Ross happy accident. Okay, that doesn't look quite so weird to me. Although it's really big and pink. Let's, that actually might make kind of sense. Maybe we'll kind of break that line a little bit. How do I know to do that? I'm not sure that it's going to work, but... Probably should look at the live stream. That is thin. Oh, here.
I think it's a good map.
Yeah, I think it's a good map.
Oh, I like
too.
it better in person.
Oh, sometimes I don't because I'm right on top of it, and sometimes I do. So I see a lot of artists. I'm only in 2 galleries, but one gallery has 37 artists, so I see a decent number, and they'll leave the acrylic paint thin. And so this is what I mean by thin. Can you see? You can even see my chalk pastel line because it's not covered up. And you can do that. But I tend to like. I can't tell because I can't see where my. Because there's a
help.
Well, there's a thing on my phone.
Yeah.
I think you can see that.
Let me see.
Yeah, you can see that. There's more layers there, and so things are. For one, my lines are covered, but you get a little bit more depth of color, brushwork, that kind of thing. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I thought you might be able to. But again, you can do it this way. It's not like there's. I mean, what's great about art is there's sort of there's rules. I think sort of fits, and then you can break them. And then you can say, well, this piece is about breaking, calling your attention to the edges rather than keeping your attention in the painting or whatever you want, however you want to say it. I used to do that in art school, art classes, and I'll make up why I did it this way. Paint the thing I wanted to paint. I do like having some of those lines in there to help me with the shapes, especially if I'm talking. I annoyed Emily's brother.
Oh no.
He and I had dinner the other day, and I'm like, oh, we needed the rain.
And he's like, ugh.
Midwestern old lady talking about the weather.
We did.
We did need it.
Except now I feel like we've had too much, and I can't, Chase and I can't mow up the leaves.
Oh, right.
Because they're soggy.
Right, just like the farmers don't want it either because it's harder to get into crops.
Yeah.
I'm putting a little white here just to cover up the pencil lines, and I'll come back. I tried to erase them with a kneaded eraser, and it didn't come up very well. Actually, I kind of like that. Maybe leave that.
I don't know how long ago, but Chase pointed out that he's like, it's nice this year we don't have to, because last year we had a gas mower. Now we have that one died, and we have the electric one now. We don't have to run the gas out of the mower.
Yeah, that is nice.
Although it was a little fun, because Chase had already mowed the lawn, mowed over the leaves last season, and then I started he just started going back and forth over the same patch of grass, and I would throw leaves from the flower bed over it, so it would just mulch it up.
Yeah.
But we'll probably I bet we'll still just do that so we can get those leaves mowed up.
Yeah, you have a beautiful tree or trees in your neighborhood, but
yeah, and when it dumped them, it wasn't as windy as it has been, so we've got a lot of leaves. Whereas most of our neighbors has a few trees have dumped early, so theirs all blew away with that insane windstorm.
that's kind of what you want.
They didn't, yeah. Now I gotta deal with my leaves.
Yeah. Oops, that was supposed to be lighter and it wasn't. All I did was wipe my brush off on a paper towel. You can probably hear me scrubbing. So when I use this creamy color, it looks white compared to the background. So I'm thinking a little reflective light. I'm doing this like I have a color pencil in my hand. I don't know why I announced that other than there's nothing wrong with it. I'm being tight for the moment. Okay. I think it would be more shadow. Doesn't really matter which brown I use. If I follow the other, I need to also make sure I follow the other light direction for the other ones Yeah, so when my paint's sticky and 3 weeks old, it gets blobby at times. Is that gonna be too dark? That is too dark. I could leave it. No, that wasn't as light as I thought it was going to be. I could let some of the background show through. I haven't really been. I mean, some of it is, I don't know if you can see it is kind of coming through there. You could really, I think it's coming through a little bit here, plus I put orange. I like the wood sound.
Mm-hmm.
Let's, ooh, that paint's sticky. That'd be sticky. Yeah, let's bring this up. I need a little water. That's dry brushing, if you want it. Yeah, let's just use this green. I know that's a good green. I remixed it before the live. So all I'm doing is shifting my color and the value a little bit too.
You can kind of tell that that palette's old.
Oh yeah, I think it's just like it has so much dried on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could always put on a new one. I thought about it.
Looks pretty though.
Instead, I just remixed some colors I thought I might want. Oh, I've got all kinds of paint blobbed in my brush and nothing's coming off. Yeah, you do more fighting when you don't have fresh paint. Try this again. Oh, that's too dark. I can hear you.
Breathing? I realized my nose was whistling.
No, scooching.
Scooching?
Yeah, like paper or arm.
Oh, writing.
Writing. Oh yeah, I suppose scooching would be like on your backside.
Yeah, I was like...
So
like
there
that?
It's in a little wet on wet blend. You could also do it the same way dry, with a dry brush. All right, I'm going to grab some straight up green. Oh, I wonder if I want a different brush. I don't think there's anything wrong with the brush I'm using. It's just, I've used the analogy when I used to golf. Sometimes you just switch clubs and you get better results because it's just mental. I think I'm being a little mental. Oh, that's a t-shirt.
What?
I'm being a little mental.
A little mental.
If that's politically correct.
Yeah. Well, I've seen ones that are like in cutesy font, it says that I'm having a mentee bee instead of a mental breakdown.
Oh, thank you, because I didn't know what that meant.
They need to shorten it to a mentee bee. Just a little mentee bee.
Should wear that when I work. Has it been already a half an hour?
6 minutes shy.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it.
A little early. Yeah, the number 4 round is, I think I want to curve that. So I erased some lines, I erased really well, and I kind of lost where they go. Cool. That beak was scaring me, but I don't feel so scared anymore. That's a lot of times where I would, I don't do it quite as much, but I still at least get in the shape of the eye and the shape of the nose, and I feel so much more, just dropped my brush, settled in the painting. Let's see. On my warm highlights, I've used yellows on the warm side, yellows and whites pretty much. Let's put in this color. Well, no, that's kind of orange. I don't want to do that. This is such a pretty color. Look at that when I add white to it. Oh, I guess I don't really want to use that either because there's pink in the beak. Value is more important than color, but I also don't want to confuse people. Let's just put this. Let's just do this one. I just dropped. Thank goodness I have an apron on my lap. So that's not white, but it's going to look white. I could go a little, I guess green is going to be my go-to here. Which actually might be a little different than some of them. That'll be okay. Okay. I think it's time for a bigger brush. It'll go quicker.
Oh yeah, his nose looks like it's coming at you more now.
Yeah, it works. It's okay. When I look at the reference photo, I get a little nervous, but I'll look at the live here in a few minutes. 3/4 inch flat brush from Royal and Langnickel. I'm looking at my other geese. Let's do the purple. Well, no, shoot, because I've got the pink right there. I keep wanting to do that. No, we'll stick with the green again. Keep a little brown green, maybe. All right, is that going to be too dark? That scares me, but let's keep going. I'm grabbing a little water because it's not flowing. That's dark. So maybe you should have kept that little brush a little longer. Did everybody just hold their breath?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, actually, it might be okay. I get a little nervous. Wait sooner than I really need to. I do think I'm going to take a little, let's just take a little yellow. Get a little underglow. I was thinking maybe lightening it up a smidge. I just grabbed a little of the cream color. It's kind of lifting. I probably should leave it alone. Oh, let's see. Should I quit here? I got a minute.
Yeah.
So this kind of has a green glow. That kind of has a blue. That kind of has a green. Let's do a blue. Really, they all could be blue. So phthalo blue, green shade. Oh, I didn't really say my colors. If you're just joining us for the first time tonight, these are what I call my primary colors. I don't know if they technically are primary. Quinacridone Magenta. I like that so much better than Cad Red, but you could use Cad Red. Cad Yellow Medium Hue, Phthalo Blue Green Shade, Mars Black, and Titanium White. And then I've mixed all the rest. Browns, I shouldn't say always because you never know. I probably did it differently at some place. But I mix an orange, put a little black in it to make a brown, and then I'll go more magenta or more yellow depending on what kind of brown I want. Well, let's put in, I like this. This is one of my favorite parts of the painting is the glow on the opposite side of the birds. That might not be light enough. I don't think I'm going to bring it all the way up. I got a wild hair. I'm not too worried about that. Kind of do it on purpose. So there where it's thin, you can see the background coming through. Okay, I'm going to do a quick thank you. That might, or probably will need another layer. We'll see. I'm soaking my paper towels. Oh, here, I'm going to. So water can help, but it also it evaporates quick. So it can make it worse too. You kind of just play with it and figure out what you like. I'm going to go to the live stream if it'll let me. It let me. Oh, I can see everybody in the chat. Hey, guys. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I'm like, the beak's not done.
Gotta catch up.
I mean, the beak isn't done, but it's, Oh, yeah, it's working.
Yeah, I like it.
When I was thinking about making it a little bit more yellow, this one's more yellow or this one's more orange. Okay, I just wanted to take a minute and thank Marty L. and Susan W. for sending money through PayPal. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. I just want to celebrate with you guys. I sold the strutting rooster today. He looks like he's posing like a matador or something. So that's really exciting. It's just so wonderful. Yeah, yay! And then I wanted to let you know that there's no live next week, which is November 13th, 2024. And there might not be a live the following week, which is all Wednesdays, which would be November 20th, 2024. I'm not sure. I think I'll be able to make the second one, but I'm not sure what shape I'm going to be in next week.
Yeah.
I suppose I should say, no, like, why won't you be in good shape? I'm having my first hip replaced Monday.
You're going bionic.
I am. Oh,
You're gonna sound like a transformer when you walk, like the.
well, maybe I won't swing my right arm anymore.
Yeah. I won't get smacked occasionally.
Yeah, I knew I would smack you when we'd shop. I never, not smack her, but
Well, just like
like
You
my
would
arm swing
collide.
and I hit her purse, hit her arm. Never occurred to me that it was my hips. Anyway. Well, and it's just gotten crankier, so I'm so glad the surgery's scheduled.
Yeah.
Let's go. We could go a little purple. Let's see. You can tell where I've been putting my thumb because there's rim space right here.
There it is. There's little thumb slots.
Yep, just like the real palette that have the grabber spot.
You paint yourself into a little thumb slot.
So I didn't want to do the purple there because of the pink, but I could probably throw it in here. That might be too light. Excuse me. I mean, it's not the first morning I woke up, but this morning, I suppose because it wasn't raining. It was light. I'm like, no. I like it when it's dark.
I know.
Not everybody agrees, Like I work here, so I don't have to drive anywhere. I don't have kids. I have to get up and get to school, or I'm just being selfish. I want it to be dark.
Well, I don't like the time change because the cats don't understand it, so they start screaming at me for dinner now at like 3.
Yeah.
Because they used to scream at me at 4. So.
Why aren't you feeding us? You know what? Let's do this quicker. I'm doing like every, some of these I did more feathers and some of like the 2 over here I didn't. So let's do this more like this. Oh, that's dark. Let's just get some paint in here. So one thing you may or may not like about the wood is that the paint slides more.
Yeah, because it's so smooth.
Even though I put gesso on it, but I've got at least one good layer of paint. I like it better for photographing. Oh, I could have bragged during the thank you.
Ooh, brag more. Brag.
I don't even remember the company name. Is it IHR?
Oh,
I've got the reindeer. Did I call him Chet? That I did last year with the berries. I can't remember the name. It's a year ago video. It's a reindeer portrait. He's on a holiday napkin, and so is a snowman with a green hat and holding yellow hearts.
They're so cute.
They have their napkins on Amazon. I don't know where they're going to be sold. And actually, it's kind of late to be getting samples, but maybe since, I don't know, maybe it's not too late. But they came all the way from Germany.
Wow.
I know. I thought that was so nice. They sent samples. I should remember the company name. I want to say IHR. It's right on the napkins. So that's exciting. I have to go see. They won't be. I just approved them today, so they won't be online for sale anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet. But I'm assuming it's for this Christmas. Maybe it's
Yeah.
for, maybe a lot of companies I work with work a year ahead, so maybe they aren't. I feel like I'm heavy breathing. I should close my mouth.
Maybe you're gonna dry out your paints with all that wind.
Oh yeah, in my throat. Ooh, don't like that color.
D says, I hate this time change. I agree.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Yeah, it's kind of a catch-22 because, like, sure, where you're getting up, it's lighter, but like you come home and it's just like midnight. You know?
Yeah, I liked it the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
Dark in the morning and then dark sometime after dinner. Really just stick with one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really bothering me. Just saying. And what I'm telling myself in my head is just get the values in. It'll be good. Don't get too... So when I do that, it's out of focus because it's too high for my glasses. Seems to work out though. I think that's fine. I mean, that would happen even if I wasn't painting live.
D says, I love the colors.
Me too. Sometimes I tone it down sometimes. Oh, let's go yellow. This is sort of, I mean, you can almost title it like Color Wheel the way I've got it. These are white geese, even though they've got all these colors. Oh, that's really what I should title is, you know, how to deal with white in a fun way or something. That's not very catchy, but... What I want to do is paint on the bottom. I have to remember to do that after the live.
Marty, a few minutes ago had said, I'm late, but she says, for some reason, my Wednesday evenings have become very busy.
Oh, well, if you didn't hear, thank you for sending money through PayPal. We super appreciate it.
And the painting is looking fantastic.
Oh, I cut you off, Marty.
Well, those were in separate thoughts.
I know, but I thought that was funny. It wasn't that funny.
Deborah says, wishing you all the best with your surgery. I'll be thinking about you.
Thank you. Boy, everybody tells me it's like I'll be really happy. It's great. It's, you know, it's in and out. It's quick recovery. Of course, I don't know what that means exactly. I suppose it depends on what you think quick is.
Mm-hmm. I told you, I'll be like, you know, it'll be kind of like when you put that stake in the ground for when you let your dog outside. I'll just do that so you don't get too far, you know? So you
stake my walker to the house.
Yeah, because I think the second you're like, yep, I can do this, I'll do this.
Yeah, walker training, took 2 hours? Emily went with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, fine. Oh my gosh. Of course, I talked.
Not really that much.
It was long.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't always I thought I was done, and they're like, you didn't do the top step. I'm like, oh. Okay.
Dee says, those are colors I wouldn't think of using, but they work so well. Completely elevates the painting. Ooh, I like that.
Ooh, thanks, Dee.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, this is definitely values do the work, color gets the credit.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll mute them down. I was going to go this way and I forget. I'm just kind of making pretty mud.
Mm-hmm. It is pretty mud. Susie says, praying for you for your surgery.
Oh, thank you. I really don't want to...
I'll live stream and do updates.
Oh God.
Live. What's the?
Here's my mom swearing because she's loopy and she doesn't know what she's saying.
But what's the
Not that I swear.
The person that's like live on site, is that like? Do they have a name? Like they're like live at the. They're like on the premises. I don't know, but they're the people that are like in the action.
Live reporting.
Live reporting, maybe. But that's gonna be me. It's gonna be like Emily from the waiting room. What I do love is that they told me that I basically get like a dinner buzzer for you.
Yep.
To know when you're done
Well,
cooking.
that's why I use that, like, hey, I'm paying for my hamburger and I haven't even gotten it yet.
Yeah.
You know, to the woman today. But I could see where, like, it's the final expensive payment and people stiff them.
Yeah. But, like, she's like, and you're the one taking her home? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, okay, well, you'll get, like, a buzzer, and when she's done and, like, you're available, like, if you're able to go up and see her, it'll go off and you just go to, like, the front desk. And I'm like, just like when my, like, table's ready at a restaurant.
It totally is. Oh yeah, it's looking too colorful on the live right now. I just looked at it.
Dee says, Emily, just keep treats on hand. LOL, works every time.
When it won't behave.
Yeah, I'll have to buy more of the things I got at Target, those like salted caramel chocolate squares or whatever.
Yeah, really, please don't. Because I can't stay out of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I really loved them, but like I ate 4 yesterday. Did you just snort your pop? Yeah, don't. I like them, but don't. Well, and I've gained some weight because I don't move anymore. I don't move. I don't go for walks.
We'll just have to move after.
Yeah.
We'll go shopping.
Yeah. Okay, let's tone it down a little bit, I think. I keep trying to not go quite so brushy. Only because, here, I'll show you. You can't see them. So, let's see here. These 3, well, that one a little bit, but these don't have so much of the feather strokes. Oh, I've got paint on my hand. I want to be careful how I touch this. So hopefully you can see that. Oh yeah, you can. So I thought I would do this one the same. Or I could go back and add feather strokes to the other ones. Or not worry about it. Call it an artistic license thing. I don't know where I picked up that messy. Okay, I like the purple, but it's really purple. So, let's make some mud. Yeah, I am I mean, I probably was fighting my paints just as much last week, but I feel like I'm really fighting them this week. Soften it. See what we think. I need to go back to the face too, it's dry. So a lot of times I'll soften, I'm like, oh, I want a little more color in there, and then I'll glaze color back. I do that a lot, up and down. It would be, well, it would be quicker if I had more brushes the same size, but for me, they tend to dry out, and then I have to use alcohol on them or something to...
Yeah.
But right now I'm going through paper towels because I keep switching colors a lot.
Yeah.
It would also be more efficient to paint a color that you think where it goes everywhere and then switch.
Yeah, but that's less fun.
I don't know if it's less fun, but
it's kind of like...
I jump around.
Yeah, it's kind of like some people like to like Chase. He eats like all of one thing at once. Like he
that's Jack, my
the
son.
entirety of his sandwich.
Chase is my son.
And then he eats his fries. Whereas I'm like, ooh, like 2 bites of sandwich, 2 fries, a sip of the drink, 2 bites of sandwich, a fry, a little something, you know?
Me too. I like, you know, a little pizza, a little salad.
Yeah. I feel like I stop tasting it if I eat it all one thing at a time.
Okay, I'm gonna bring some of that. See if I can get away with it.
I like that.
It might be too wet, but
that's juicy.
Yeah, and that I pumped up the volume.
Pump up the jam. When you say that, that's what I think of.
Usually I don't go all the way up and down, but I did. I might change that. I don't know if I like that, but we're getting there.
Oh, so I was editing a bunch of shorts while I was waiting on Chase yesterday.
For his eye appointment?
Yes. And what was so funny was I kept this one short, I kept hitting the perfect, because most of the time it's just like, if I have the quote-unquote raw video and it's not one that I'm chopping up that I've like swiped off of YouTube, you know?
One of my videos.
Then,
not just anybody's video.
Yeah, I kind of know to chop where there's like no sound, because that's where the sped up part is.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept hitting it perfectly. And so like every time I would click it to then like cut it, I would play it for just a second to make sure it's the sped up version. But I kept hitting it where you'd be like, and I'll be back in a bit. So it was just like, and I'll in the car, it just kept being like, and I'll be back in a bit, and I'll be back in a bit, and I'll be back in a bit.
You're getting sick of me. Going, why is Chase taking so long?
Oh, that did. I mean, the last time, because Chase has a fear of driving with his eyes dilated, which is fine, you know.
Yeah, he's being responsible.
Yeah, I just worked in the car. And they were slow last time, like over an hour. This time, he was in there for 2 hours. And what I didn't tell you is that, so one of the reasons it took so long was that the guy or person, whoever at the front desk, was saying that Chase's eye insurance was inactive. So he was like texting me, and I'm like, he's like, well, maybe the guy was saying maybe we're out of network now. And I'm like, no, because I have a card that is the exact same as yours. So like your network hasn't changed. Because network like is, anyway, but I'm trying to get in the weeds. So
no, it's okay. That's frustrating because that stuff keeps happening.
Yes,
more and more.
And then at the very end of his appointment, the like contact technician, because he gets passed around to like 70 different people. The contact technician is like, oh no, here's your insurance right here. He pulls it up in like 2 seconds. Yeah. He's like, I don't know. He's like, someone else had this problem today, so I'm assuming someone new is at the front desk. But like, that guy spent 25 minutes trying to find Chase's insurance and couldn't find it.
I mean, it's okay to be new, but you know.
Yeah.
Have someone helping him or her. That looks kind of like a deep hole.
Yeah, so I got lots of reels or shorts edited in that time in 2 hours.
Well, that part's good.
But like sitting in the car 2 hours and like working in my lap, I was like, oh my gosh, my back got so tight.
Yeah.
But it was kind of rainy.
Oh yeah.
It was a little like, the rain was just like pitter patter on the. It was very much like the little ambiance video that came up in my earphones. D asks, when is the surgery date?
Monday. Veterans Day. Yeah, back Memorial Day, I'm like, I need hip surgery? I came in for a random sharp knee pain.
You came in for knee pain.
And now I'm like, come on, let's do it. I'm ready. Oh, and the whole anterior, I've learned a lot. I'm like, wow, they've just really improved the whole thing.
Yeah, someone was, I think just like yesterday, Monday, I was talking to somebody, and
let me get a different brush.
What did I say? And I was like, oh, and he's like, oh, that's a long, like, hips, those are long, that's a long heal time. And I was like, well, yeah, supposedly she's getting it the anterior way, so it's like a shorter heal time. They don't have to cut through as much stuff. And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, you know, like instead of going through the side where you have to like cut through all the muscle and all that stuff.
Take
and
tendons off.
And yeah, in like, then eventually put all that back together. You just gotta like, shimmy it to the side. And I was just talking, and then I realized, I looked up and he was getting like the heebie-jeebies from like thinking about like just shifting and the cutting and the.
No, they just.
Dee says, I'll be sure to send up my prayers.
Oh, thank you.
Susie says, I'll be praying too.
Thank you. No, I have an 83-year-old best friend. I'm not going to say her name because, I mean, she's not on YouTube, but I just don't think she'd. She's a different generation too. I mean, don't want to. Anyway, she had it the old school way and was, gosh, in the hospital for several days. Had both hips and a knee done. In the hospital several days for the hips, and then went, because she lives alone like I do, she had to go to like an assisted care place. It was a long time. It was 10, maybe more, maybe 15 years ago. And so she kept giving me advice, which was great. But I'm like, they don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
she still can't bend beyond 90 degrees.
Ugh, I cannot believe that. That'd be so hard.
Well, yeah, she's at the point where now she just can't.
Yeah,
it's not.
True,
but back then it would have been a problem.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, and I didn't want to keep saying no though, because it's like, you know, she has old crappy hips, which is a bit dramatic. But I didn't want to like upset her. It was so nice. She was trying to help me too. I've learned a lot from her.
That's kind of nice, because
it is nice.
It's kind of like they don't really pass out a handbook of like, for the first time you kind of need something done like that. What do you do and where do you go?
Yeah, I mean the internet's a scary thing, but it's been for the most part super helpful.
Yeah, you just can't go to the. Yeah, the thing, like Chase can't Google for medical things, because then he just immediately goes to the worst case scenario, you know?
Yeah, I get mad because I get why they like say things to cover their bases. I'm like, you're just covering your bases, and I really just want to know. I'm the other way for the most part. Though I did have I can't remember, but a thing that spooked me a bit. Then the internet's bad.
Yeah, then the internet's bad.
I'm getting in the weeds. I do enjoy the weeds. So I'm following the reference photo, but I think I might flatten that out. Let's look at the live. And I also should look at my watch and see how much time. 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that looks like a hole or a dent. And it's really got one over here, but that's where it's hard when you don't follow the reference photos closely. Because you got to make it work. And I'm wondering if that looks a little denty up here. No, it is kind of denty. We could,
Dee said, it wasn't long ago my generation looked at other women and thought, those aren't real. Meaning boobs. Now it's hips.
Yeah, maybe my butt will look better.
You just tell them to go a little like, you just tighten that up a little bit while you're right there.
Yeah.
Kind of like when I put a tuck in my pants. Just do that right on the side.
That's so funny.
That's so good. That's good.
Thanks for the laugh. That's funny. Really? You could get like a few things lifted and tucked?
Already in there. It should at least be cheaper.
Yeah, he's not that kind of surgeon.
Yeah, that is different.
Oh, I kind of knew when I did that. And then it's going to want to lift here. Let's leave it alone. Actually did. I said, let's leave it alone, and I did it. I'm so proud. That's not helping. All right, let's just try white. It scares me, but that's too light. Well, maybe not. It's going to show through and dry down. Maybe because it's too low. That might be it. Can't really tell. Of course, my brush isn't straight. It bends.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little too low.
Susie says, I've got 2 fake ones. They're really nice. My hips. Hard eyes, that is. That's, yeah, there's a certain generation where when you're getting work done, once you've hit an age, when you're getting work done, it's a different kind of getting work done.
I guess.
You're getting work done.
I was surprised, sort of. Well, no, I guess not. I just, because it wasn't the body part, I thought.
You figured you'd get your knees done or something?
Yeah, I thought it was my knees.
Yeah.
That's where the pain was.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking, like, you just, any time in your life you thought you abused your knees more than your hips.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Well, and all the sports.
It was probably the hips. Your hips probably took a beating.
That must have been where, I mean, that's where you carry your weight, your hips, or that's where, you, like, if you carry things, or.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably part of the reason. I might like that a little better. Now it looks like it has a mask on up there, though. That's one way to get layers, is to not be able to figure out what to do.
So you just have to keep going over it.
Yeah. Yeah, when I first, I'll just say when I first started acrylic painting, probably for a long time, it frustrated me because I'm like, oh, another layer and I'm not getting it. And I realized, like, oh, it almost always helps me and looks better because I get more depth of color, more interesting things happening. Like, oh, embrace it. I still get a little frustrated sometimes, but it's much easier now.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that's the background. I kind of like that. I might just see if I can get rid of the pencil line. That white's too thin. I'm trying to get a wild hair and I can't. Here we go. Maybe, I should have a bigger brush here. So I'll rub it with my finger to lighten it up. If you're quick enough. So this is a dry brushing where I'm just kind of lightening it a little. I don't know if you can even see it on the video. Giving it a little more shape. Of course, there's not much coming off on from my brush.
It's so kind of weird how
This is too dark right here. Yeah.
you like, I'm paying attention to the colors, all the colors more, but like at a glance you just really don't see them, and it looks like normal, you know?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It is weird. I like that. I like the weird.
However your brain handles that.
And your brain puts it together for you.
Yeah.
It's like closure.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would be correct to call it closure, but. Oh, that's so dark. I wasn't going for that at all. That's a little better, I think. Yeah, I kind of almost want to. I don't think that did anything. Okay. Is he too dark? I think he might be too dark. Usually I go too light. But this is pretty dark. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that one.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was looking at.
I need to, like, of course I talk a lot, but it's like keep my mouth shut and I won't get so dry. I like that he has a warmer brown head. These two are
he does.
Pretty similar, but I'm just kind of mixing them up a little bit. This one, can you see this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can. A little purpley, not much. This one you can't see is green-ish. I'm just evaluating.
Yeah.
Like Maybe we'll lighten up a little.
Dee agrees. She says, it is weird. My brain makes the connection if I don't think about it at all. The colors look totally normal.
But it'll also help sell the painting.
Yeah.
Unless you really don't like all that color. Like a lot of people want a beige-ish or bluish or something painting, which I get. Or they want to match the couch. I've got a painting downstairs. It's one of my own that matches the couch. I get that.
I also think that the color rule doesn't necessarily apply. Like, that applies to, like, I don't know. Like, the art pieces I used to, like, spec at the interior design firm and stuff. Because, like, they're just, like, recreations, you know, of pieces and stuff, and are kind of meant to just, like, look pretty and fill your walls. Whereas this is, like, not to say that the other things
I guess, your qualifiers
aren't real
are
art.
Yeah, sorry, go
Like,
ahead.
this is more like someone that likes real art buys that, you know?
Oh, yeah. Or likes color?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Oh, drop my phone.
Like, I would say I could have more color in my house, but I have a decent amount, which isn't everybody's cup of tea. So what happens to me is I go overboard and have to come back and fix
Tone it down.
I lost a lot of that purple.
Dee says, I like the contrast. It always grabs my attention. I agree.
Yeah, I like
agree.
the drama. I'm a drama girl.
Just such a drama queen. Such a drama queen.
Maybe that's okay. I kind of sound like Kermit the Frog.
Yeah. Or Glenn from...
Oh, Glenn from Superstore.
Superstore.
That's probably so annoying.
Susie says, love the colors.
Thanks. So as I get close, when I get closer to done with each one of these birds, I'm calling them birds because I think one's a duck now. I go slower because I'm evaluating. That phthalo blue drives some artists nuts. It drives me a little nuts because it's really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Is that lighter? Oh, I got it lighter. I go between hard edge and not as hard of an edge. Oh, you know what might sell it a little more? I think I want to work on the... Oh,
Sell it,
I had
girl.
water on my brush. Some yellow. I had yellow and then I kind of painted it out. Maybe a little bit. He doesn't... He's got a mole or a freckle on his beak. Let's put that on there. It's kind of cute. It could be done. Excuse me. I'm just making all kinds of weird noises this time. So I had the yellow in here and then I painted it out. Should put a little bit more back in. I love that you can just glaze it. I've got water in my brush, which also helps. Or it could make it need another coat. All right, Emily, does it bug you that I didn't do the brush strokies like I did over here? On the necks?
On that one neck?
Yeah, these two.
I mean, no, because it kind of draws your eye to the painting. There more, and that's more center. If you like it like that.
Well, I see these two
kind
don't
of-
have it, and then that one doesn't have it, so I thought.
Oh yeah, they don't. I didn't even notice that.
And then I did it on these. They can't see them all, but I did them on.
Mm-hmm. Well, because it could be just like how the light is caught on each duck too. If they have a smoother neck
yeah,
or
we can
not.
explain it.
You know,
We could explain it.
you got options. If I like it,
Is
if
that
you
art
like it.
explaining?
Yeah.
I think. Let's see. Let me look at the stream so I can step away. Oh, he still kind of has a hole or something. But ever since I call it a hole, then you can't unsee it. I shouldn't say it like that. Oh, I kind of like his neck. It looks different on the live. It has more glow. He is, well, the other one's kind of dark too. I think that's okay. I'm looking at these two. I think that's all okay. Maybe darken up this a little bit and work on his beak. I like the yellow. You know what? I really painted out that purple. I want to put a little back in for giggles because we're painting and it's fun. Of course, it's lighter there, so maybe I'll put it down here. He's got like a scar or something. Yeah, I really don't know how smart it is having a YouTube channel and selling paintings. Because comments can make or break it.
Mm-hmm.
I still forget the title. Would you write down the title that you came up with in case nobody else
Yeah.
sends it in?
I'll text it.
Oh, was it Gossip Girls?
No, you could though. The
I
show.
could. That's the show.
Um,
Oh, now you can't do that because I just said that.
what was it? It was
Sorry, honey.
girls group? No.
Girl talk. No.
Was it girl talk?
No, I don't know.
Girls chatting.
It was girls. The girls was one of them.
I like the Gossip Girls.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that. I'm just gonna text that to you. Oh, I can rewind. Oh, I'm gonna rewind. Okay, BRB.
BRP. 22.
So it was like right in the beginning.
I'm so grumpy today. I'm so glad you guys are here with me painting. Painting, I mean, it's challenging. It can be frustrating, but boy, I feel better too.
Girls Club.
Girls Club. Oh, that's a good too. I like that. And then I'm not stealing it from a show.
Well, if you do the plural, the show is Gossip Girl. There is a single girl that is gossipy.
I'll have to think. We could boat. Okay, stop. I keep growing it. It's like if it's everywhere, it's nowhere. Did that do anything?
Probably.
So what's hard for me is I'm obsessed about the goose I've been painting tonight, and really what I need to do is maybe work on the beak more, and then come back tomorrow. 'Cause I'm like, oh, it's good, or oh, it needs X. I think it's good. I feel like these seem like they're off, but I'm pretty sure that's how they are in the reference photo. I like having a reference photo for like alignment. Oh, they are kind of off. Let's okay, we go to fixing now, and that can also cause problems. It's a little off from the reference photo, but maybe that'll. He's got a weird twist. Because really it kind of comes down like this too. It's a tough angle.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I pick that one? What was I thinking?
That'd be fun.
I don't know. Oops. Just colors in my brush. So I've been bouncing around between, I think I've mentioned them all. 3/8 inch angle, a number 4 round, and a 3/4 inch flat. I'm like, what is that? The blue ones from Princeton. I don't think I shouted them out. Okay, so one thing, well, maybe actually that kind of works. Let's just try. Orange isn't going to cover it very well because it's semi-transparent, because my quinacridone and my yellow are semi-transparent. That's going to be way too light.
D says a gaggle of gossip.
I like that.
That's cute too. I like that one a lot.
We need to do something here. So generally, cool colors on the shadow side, warm colors on the sun side. I mean, that's a warmer, the purple's warmer than the blue. But if you don't know what to do, if you want to do something colorful, that's a really easy thing to keep in mind. I kind of like that. Oh, and I was going to put this freckle, which will also call attention and maybe help take some attention away from my nostrils. Maybe I just need to go darker. A lot of times I try to, excuse me, go lighter when the answers go darker.
Mm-hmm.
My go-to is keep trying to. I'm working on a barn landscape with a dirt road. I'm like, I want it lighter. And I'm like, no, I think maybe just what's around it should be darker. That one I still kind of wrestle with. Make it less of a hole. More of a swipe. Oh, and it's lifting. Let it dry. It's probably fine. I'm stuck on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else? Oh, I never really finished the face, but I don't know if I need to.
I really like him.
That's the background color right here. I do want to cover up my chalk. Ooh, too dark. My chalk pastel line. No one's probably ever going to see it but me. There. Little wiggle, wiggle. Oh, I kind of lost the underglow. It looks a little funny. It might be too much, but at least I'll have the edge to see how it dries. And then I was gonna... Scumbling.
Mm-hmm.
Scribbling. If he's so dramatic on the neck, does he need to be a little more dramatic there, is what I was thinking. Well, I kind of want him more yellow. I must have been chatting. It's got kind of orange on me. It could take a lot of layers to really lighten it up. Whoops, I got a little sloppy. And I can see my chalk pastel line. Sometimes they still show through, but I just try to get rid of the ones that I notice. Oh, I got a little yellow there, but I don't mind it. Dirty brush syndrome. I wouldn't laugh if you wouldn't snicker when I say stuff. This is definitely looser for me, so goal accomplished. I'm putting some straight up white. That didn't do anything. That was a lot of strokes. Not a lot happened. This bugs me. And I'm gonna fuss it and I'm not gonna like it. So look at me, go ahead and do it anyway. Oh, actually I like that. Okay, cool. All right, let's look at the live stream, see what we've got going on here.
I really like him.
Is he too colorful?
I don't feel so.
Oops, that's too big. Let me make him smaller. You don't think so?
Mm.
I don't use my iPad a ton. I'm not very good at how do I make it smaller. Oh, here. Because it's different than computer and phone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think his values are pretty good. Oh, I think he's okay. One thing about this, which he does have, I can show you the reference photo. This helps line his eyes up too, because it's structural. They have that, the dent that goes underneath the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Or this, maybe not underneath, but I'm wondering if this is too pink. You know, you can paint forever. Especially with like acrylics. Oh, so one thing, this is pretty smooth. Sometimes I'll come back with like thick paint, but that's one way I can get a lot of layers on it because it's easier when there's not a lot of texture that's also fighting you. You can do it with texture too. I think that's too pink, don't you, compared to all the other noses? But he is center. He's dead center.
Yeah, it's hard because, I mean, his friend that he's next to is pink. It's just like he's more in the sun.
True.
You know?
True, where he's
like, just off center of his shiny buddy.
I think this one's my favorite. Like, me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
I know, that was what I was thinking.
Me too.
I really like how he looks up.
I like that this is, like, they're not all the darker orange. I like that these two are warmer and more yellow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, am I going to call it done with 13 minutes to go?
If you want to.
I'm making everybody wait.
Well, the suspense, we're all sitting on that edge.
Well, my inner critic is looking.
I was like, why don't I hear anymore? I paused.
Did you pause me?
Yeah, I must put my note things.
I'm going to tie this in a little bit. This is, okay, we're into overthinking territory. But I took a darker green and I'm going to kind of have it make a little more sense with this green with what's below it. I don't know if it needed it, but I did it. Why? Because it just popped out to me when I looked at the live stream. You know, that's one thing that doesn't really happen to me. Once I finally call it done, I don't look at a painting downstairs or when I go to one of the galleries and go, oh, I should have done that. I'm like, oh, it's just done.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's actually kind of surprising.
Even though in the moment you have a hard time letting go, you can let go at some point.
Yeah, I really have a hard time. Well, now I just don't know, like, am I missing something? Are things kind of crooked? Because this face is not an easy face. I'd recommend, this one's much easier. See, I think that's too high, actually. Better. Now, even though I trace these on, that does help me with drawing and for seeing the animal, the shapes. Oh, here, let's do this.
Umiko says, good evening. I'm super late out eating some comfort food at my favorite Chinese restaurant.
Oh, hi.
Geese are looking good.
Thanks for joining us. I think we're about done. Oh, I had a thought and I lost it. Wasn't that important.
I guess, and just a reminder.
No live next week.
No live next week and questionable the following.
Yeah, I'm assuming we will, but.
Yeah, just to be safe. Keep it up in the air, you know. But I think so too, you know.
Yeah. Oh, look how dirty my paint handle is. Okay, so yeah, I should actually come up a little after I fixed it.
Marty says, just love how it all comes together.
Isn't that fun?
And Umeko says, are you at the gallery Friday? But you're all cleared until, well, after surgery, aren't you? You're off the job or whatever.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm painting.
Yeah, you're fine. You got your shifts covered.
I still haven't picked up the schedule. I need to see what January looks like. I think that'll be too soon after the second hip.
I know, yeah, because you do have them like
6 weeks
by the
apart.
time you're probably like able to really move around and do all that, you get the next.
Yeah, I don't know. They're 6 weeks apart. I don't know. They set that distance, so.
Mm-hmm. Dee says, take your time healing. We will wait.
Oh, thanks.
Marty says, hope you have accumulated your sick leave, LOL.
You know, the downside of self-employment.
We'll have to ask Freckle on that one. Freckles on that one.
Is she
Did you
still
put
sleeping
in
behind me?
Yes, she is. Did you put in with her? Chase always jokes that one of our cats, Maya, is his assistant, and if she's like yelling at me or something, meowing for something, he's like, you didn't schedule that. You didn't let her know that this would be happening at this time. Freckles does that for you.
So what I'm doing, So what I'm doing is I'm looking around the face and at the reference photo, and I don't have to make these changes, but I might like them. A little more contrast, a little more, just a little more something. I might actually grab a straight up black.
Susie says, give yourself plenty of time. We will wait.
Oh, yeah, but I'll miss you guys. Yeah. That I will. I was saying just a little while ago, I was feeling so much better hanging out with you guys. I was cranky today. I was dealing with insurance and stuff. And then all the pre-screening stuff. That took an hour and a half. All the questions they asked me, I'm like, wow. No. Do you have this disease? No. Do you have this? No. I mean, it's good that they're thorough. But I'm like, wow. Could have told me that this was a long one.
Yeah, I should have blocked out time for this.
What if I was at work and my boss is like, who are you talking to? Get off the phone, There's the upside of self-employment.
Did Freckles do that to you?
She kind of does because she was hollering.
Was she like...
you know how she screams now?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's just my cat. She's okay. And we think she's senile.
I'm going to get to hear it because we're going to have a sleepover.
She might not as much. I don't know.
I bet it'll throw her off a little bit,
I don't know why she does it. She does it a lot. I mean, a lot. Where she used to do it only a little bit at the old house. I'm overthinking this lower jaw. We could go, I don't know if a lot of things, so I know I'm about done because the changes I'm doing aren't doing much. But I'm going to want to see, how much time do I have? 6 minutes. I want to see, so I mixed this orange, mostly cad yellow, a little quinacridone. It'll lighten it a smidge, but do I want, will it make it also more orange? Will it really not make much difference? I'm thinking it's the third. I really emphasize this. I could tone it down a little. I don't know if that did much. It softened the shadow up here. I probably didn't do anything on camera. What else? Sometimes I take a, let's do that. Let's do one thing and we'll call it done. And it doesn't really show much. Let's see if you can see it in the stream. But to me, it's kind of fun. So like I put a dot up here, which I think is fun. Oh, you can't really see it. Oh, you can a little bit. There's an aqua dot where my pinky is. I don't really need it here. I kind of see some dots when I step back from it just naturally. Oh, I put a dot there. I didn't really put, I kind of put in just fun little marks. And I don't know if anybody notices. But I haven't done a pink one. I wonder if that'll drive me nuts and I'll have to glaze over it. It's part of the fun. Maybe. Oh, that's kind of fun. Now, the first thing that pops into my head is if it's everywhere, it's nowhere. Well, that one's not going to show as much. You can't probably, oh, you can see that one, I think. It's way over here. Instead of like sometimes I'll have I did confetti grove, it was birch trees and all those marks. This one just has a couple. Like really you could say that's a mark, but that just happened. Or like that one. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I can a little bit. It looks more like a line on the stream. I think we're good. I think we'll call it done.
Cool.
I think I like the brown. It looks weird when I look at the live stream because we're up close.
Yeah, we are very close.
But I think I like it. Oh, I definitely like it because the geese, where the highlights are, the geese pop.
Here, maybe I'm
going to save this palette a little longer till so I will save this palette until I get a gel gloss. I put a gel gloss coat on this. It's extra protection. And I think it gives it a little more depth of color. I don't know if you can actually see it. And then when that dries, I put satin UV varnish on it, which is permanent. Like the gloss would be like an isolation layer on an oil painting.
Mm-hmm.
So when they remove the removable varnish, it helps protect the painting. Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's for you though. Right?
Yeah, since I got up.
I think it's good. Oh yeah, I like that. Now it kind of has an oil painty look.
It does.
I'm still evaluating because I'm like, just
You're still thinking. I can hear your brain cooking.
Hear the whirring. I got paint on my new easel.
Oh.
So fun to hang out with you guys. I appreciate it so much. It's so fun that you come to work with me. I couldn't be a full-time artist without all of you.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, Susie says, love it. It does look like an oil.
Oh, thank you, because I wouldn't have noticed it in the chat. Thanks so much. Great, big, happy art hugs, and I hope to chat with you soon. Bye, guys.